Isn't this a PNF thing?
All right, hi folks, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course,
And
Bob.
today we are going to pump you up. Today we're going to talk about 12 most important kettlebell exercises that you can do for a total body workout. These are not in any particular order, Brad. I'm just showing you the exercises and you can figure out which ones you maybe want to incorporate in your workout.
Right.
One thing I'm going to tell you right now, Brad, I'm going to tell you too.
Tell them.
I'll tell them is that I picked out the ones that I thought were safe. There's some that I think are not safe for the back, and some of them are like, they don't serve much purpose. And so, I mean, I looked through a lot of them that I almost feel like we should do a video on which ones you shouldn't do, because there's a lot of them that you shouldn't.
Right. And again, this is from a perspective of a physical therapist who works with injured people for the last, 30 plus years.
This is our opinion.
Right.
So, by the way, if you are new to our channel, you've never heard our opinion before, we provide videos on stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. And also, please go over to the Facebook if you haven't already and like us, because Brad and I, as children, were not liked, and now we're trying to turn it all around.
Right, right. I still think my dog liked me.
Yeah, that was a lonely dog. All right, let's start off with the first one, Brad. You're going to want to warm up, obviously. You're going to want to do some jumping jacks or something. That's a good overall body one to, yeah, there you go. We're warmed up.
Okay, it was
Remember when you were young, and I remember I'd play basketball, we'd go out to the court, and we're like, I'd take a shot, okay, let's go.
We're warmed up.
Yeah, now I stretch for 20 minutes before I even move, get out of bed in the morning. All right, the first one is just a good overall squat. And these are good for this. Now, I've seen people grab it two different ways. They can grab it what they call the goblet squat, so it looks like they're holding a goblet.
Yeah.
Or they can grab it like this, holding onto the horns, like that. Either way is fine.
Okay, good.
So you're going to go ahead, and by the way, you got the heavier one, Brad.
Yeah, I know.
This is 15 pounds, and that's 20 pounds. Oh, we got to mention though, Brad, where's the FEI catalog? Lonnie, you want to grab that real quick? Well, we'll start doing this, and I'll mention it afterwards. So we're going to go ahead and do the squat. We're going to get into this position here. Thanks, Lonnie. And you're going to go ahead and just do squats. And now with these, as always, we're trying to not allow the knee to go past the front of the foot.
Here,
allow
me, Bob.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and show, Brad.
Body mechanics.
So you really got to keep your back straight. And I'm trying not to do this. It's just a lot easier on the knees. And I'm 57 years old, so don't make any fun of I'm not squatting that low.
Right.
And I don't want to squat that low. I'm still getting a workout.
You can still laugh at it, though. He won't know. But again, look at that back posture. You did a nice job. I want to get to the back side of you, Bob, though. Here, let me use this so we got some contrast. He's maintaining a nice back, and actually he's got a little arch in his back, which is nice to see. He's really protecting his back while working his legs and hips.
Right. All right, the next one then is, Brad, I'm going to go ahead and do a push-up and then a pull-up. A little more difficult to do, but I'm up for it.
Now, these are called kettlebells,
right?
Not kettleballs.
We think they should be called kettleballs.
It looks like a ball.
Right, I think we should start a movement.
Yeah. One way or another, they're nice. They're a nice piece of equipment.
Right. All right, the next one, Brad, and I'm going to do one at a time. You could do two if you had the same weight.
Right.
Thankfully, we don't.
But this is, it's unstable here. So I'm thinking to start out with, this is the best way to go. One hand
you do a push-up and then do a pull-up. Push-up, then a pull-up. Push-up, then a pull-up. And you can, obviously, eventually you're going to switch hands.
Yeah, I think that's one that's a lot harder to do than what it looks.
Oh, yeah, it's not easy, Brad.
Actually, it looks kind of hard. I don't use the kettlebells myself, but I do like them, and I might incorporate those in some of my workouts in the future.
I got the kettlebell. I wanted to do the kettlebell specifically for this next one.
Okay.
And I think this is the classic one. The one that everybody likes to do is the kettlebell swings. So basically you're going to grab on, palms down.
Palms down.
And you're really good posture. I don't want to hit you, Brad.
Yeah.
All right, and then you're just going to go ahead and swing it forward like this.
So you bend the knees.
Yeah, you bend the knees and keeping the back straight.
So you think about going up and down.
Right. Don't be going forward like this.
Right.
You're kind of going up and down and keeping good posture. What I found out about these, what intrigued me about these, Brad, is that you're really working the hamstrings really well. It was one of the exercises that worked the hamstrings the best, believe it or not.
Okay.
And I also like the fact that you're working the whole, what they call posterior chain, back, buttock, and hamstrings all together at the same time.
Right.
That's a really functional thing that you really want with athletics. A lot of times you get injuries is because the hamstrings are kicking in too much and they aren't kicking it in along with the butt and the back at the same time.
For example, doing hamstring curls on a machine, that's all it works is that it doesn't work the whole chain together.
So then when you know, the weekend athlete goes out and plays softball and goes sprinting to first base, and that hamstring is the one that's taking all the burden instead of the buttock and the back too, that's where you tear that hamstring. So again, this is, I mean, to be honest, Brad, we got these, by the way, from, FEI. Let's throw into give them a little love. Fabrication Enterprises, Inc. They have a whole catalog. They make a ton of stuff. They've been around for 40 years, I believe, Brad. And they got a lot of good products. I'm going to put a link to their website below. If you're a therapist, you definitely want to get their catalog. If you're a physical therapist, because they've got a lot of good stuff at good prices. So I think I gave them enough love, didn't I?
Yeah. Well, we just.
All right. So anyway, I wanted to get the kettlebell just for this exercise alone. And that's what I'm going to throw into my workout. Next one, Brad. This is called the lunge with the lawnmower pull. This is a good functional one too. So you're going to lunge, go dip down, and then pull up like this. Lunge, dip down, pull up.
Again, on this one, the knee should not go past the toe. So you're going to, I think, some people, patients who I have, they have this idea that they're going to go like that.
Exactly. This is, the lunges are not that easy to do. If you haven't done lunges before, I would start them without the kettlebell. And start just doing these, because it took me a long time before I started, because I always wanted to go forward like this. You want to go down like this. It's tough to go just dip down like this.
And he does a really nice job of keeping his tibia more perfect.
And you can obviously do both sides. So, I forgot to do the lawnmower.
Oh yeah.
Pull up.
Get up the arm, get the arm motion. That way you're working your legs, your hips, and the upper, the shoulder.
That's right. Again, we're trying to get a total body workout here, so you can tell I'm a little bit out of breath already.
I can tell. This is nice. It works your balance. That balance component is nice for people older like us.
Why don't you lay down, Brad, and you're going to go ahead and do a chest press. You want to use the lighter one?
Oh no, I'll stick with the big one. All right, I can do it.
Big, strong leg ball.
Strong leg ball. Okay, so we want to do
a chest press.
Okay.
And obviously, again, if you had two of them, you could do two of them. If you have the one, you can just work the one side, then even it out by working the other side too.
Now, one thing you could do, Bob, here is thinking from a therapist's point of view, is you could go from here and add the plus, where you just, with your elbow locked, you can work that subscapular muscle. And then, also get
Couldn't you go up like this and also do a tricep, then go up and then go back?
Sure. I like to hold my tricep there just so I maintain stability and the elbow doesn't move. Boom. Make sure
don't hit yourself in the head.
You're right. That would wake you up or put you out, one or the other.
All right. Now why don't you make it a little more. Again, we're doing a total body workout here, Brad. Why don't you do a chest press with a bridge? So
we're going to do these, but we're going to add
you're bridging the whole
bridge
time
up there. And it's not a real big deal, but it definitely changes it, and you can feel things working in your hips and your core. And if that's too easy, you could do this. You could tell by the tone of my voice, I'm even stressing more.
What I found with a lot of these, Brad, I started them, I thought, oh, that's not that hard. And then when you do a lot of reps, like 20 reps, and you start going, oh, it is that hard. So, all right, thank you. All right, you can get up and these are just some regular lawnmower pulls, Brad. So usually you get on a bench like this, and you're gonna go ahead and keep your back nice and straight. And then you're just gonna do some pulls like this.
All right. Now, if I was a kid and I was doing these, my dad would say, why don't you just go out there and pull the lawnmower and get some work done?
That's right. I remember seeing a football player that he worked on a farm and he would throw around rocks. He goes, I don't need to lift weights. He goes, and it's true. He was doing heavy lifting, and functional. So, all right, then there's a little variation here. Instead of doing the kettlebell swing with two arms, you do it with one arm. And the idea behind that is you're going to get a little more shoulder flexion here. You're working on some of that shoulder flexion strengthening. And I can do it this way too, palm down.
So moving like this.
Yep.
Emphasizing up. Not this, but up and down, working the hips and the legs.
And then if
keeping
you want to
that
get a little
back.
fancy, you can go ahead and do through the legs.
Wow, Bob. Why don't you go in that direction so they can see the different angle? I'm not going to do this. I haven't practiced it.
It's really not that hard, Brad, although there I did screw up right there. I have Dupuytren's contracture on that finger, so it
I
doesn't
know.
help.
That's a little...
Doesn't help matters. So, all right. Then there's the half squat where you can just. I don't like to do full squats on these all the way to the floor because to me it's hard to keep my good posture all the way through.
Yep.
So I just go halfway down and then go to the shoulder. And if you want, you can go up. Now I worry a little bit about if you have shoulder problems or if you have impingement problems. I wouldn't do that one. And if it even starts to cause that, I wouldn't do it.
Right. If you're having any pain at all in the shoulder during this motion, up or down, maybe you want to just keep it to this.
Well, no, I would just go to this.
Oh, sure.
You know, this to me is safe.
Yeah. Yeah, you get a little bicep in there.
I'm not kidding you, Brad. I can actually feel this in my shoulder when I did that way.
I know you wouldn't kid me, Bob.
Yeah, so I would just go to the shoulder like this.
Sure.
And again, this is therapists who've seen injuries over many years, and I know people are going to argue this is fine, but we've seen too many people where it is not fine, even with the proper techniques. The final one, Brad, I'm going to go ahead, is a reverse lunge. So I'm going to put this up at the shoulder like this, and I'm just going to reverse lunge, going back like this.
So you're getting a little eccentric workout here, aren't you, Bob?
Exactly.
So I'm going to show them from the... Now, does it matter which arm the weight is in?
I would probably switch out every once in a while.
Sure.
Why not?
Yep.
It throws you off.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah, these are good.
Yeah. It works your core, it gets your breath, you're...
And these things make me feel strong like bull, Bob. You got this
nice
piece
sound.
of nice
And it looked like a bull with horns on it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they are nice.
All right.
Nice piece of equipment. Thanks for making them.
Yeah, thanks, FEI. Thanks for watching.